In a world where every creature had its place, there was a little school nestled deep in a sun-dappled forest, a place for animals of all shapes and sizes, and in that school there was a cat named Leo. Leo was a bit on the chubby side. His fur was a soft, fluffy cloud of ginger, but his round belly often got in the way. At school, this made him an easy target. Look out, it's Fat Furball. The other animals would jeer as he tried to join their games. When he'd huff and puff during running drills, their laughter echoed across the schoolyard, each giggle a tiny, sharp sting. He learned to hide his hurt. You'd see him sitting alone in the classroom, a book open but his eyes far away, watching the others through the window. He'd force a smile when they passed, a fragile mask to cover the loneliness that felt heavier than his own body. He'd sit by himself at lunch, watching the other kids share stories and snacks, his own sandwich feeling tasteless in his mouth. He wasn't just an outsider. He felt invisible, defined only by the one thing they chose to see. He longed to be part of their world, to be seen for who he was on the inside, not just the outside. One quiet afternoon, everything changed. He was staring into a tall glass of creamy milk, his own distorted reflection looking back at him round, sad and tired. The ripples from his sigh made the image tremble, and in that moment, a flicker of something new sparked within him, a tiny, defiant flame. He leaned in close, his breath fogging the glass, and whispered to the cat in the reflection, a promise that was both a challenge and a vow. I'll show them all who I can be. That quiet promise became a silent roar. The next morning, before the sun had even kissed the horizon, Leo was up. His little paws pounded against the dew-kissed grass, his breath coming in ragged gasps. The first few days were agony. Every muscle ached. Every step was a battle. But he didn't stop. His meals changed from leftover scraps to lean, healthy fish, each bite a conscious choice. He started doing push-ups, his body trembling with effort, sweat matting his ginger He'd struggle, collapse, and then, with a determined grunt, push himself back up. One more. Always one more. Days bled into weeks, and weeks stretched into months. The world saw a new Leo emerge. The roundness softener replaced by sleek, defined muscle. His movements, once clumsy, became graceful and fluid. He was faster, stronger, but the biggest change wasn't in his body, it was in his eyes. The old sadness was gone, replaced by a steady, quiet confidence. When he walked into the schoolyard now, he held his head high. The whispers and taunts died on the wind. The bullies who once called him Fat Furball now just stared, their jaws slack with disbelief. They saw a different cat, but they couldn't understand the journey that had forged him. One sunny afternoon during recess, something incredible happened. Leo was running, not with the desperation of before, but with the pure joy of movement. A felt light-free, a feeling he'd only ever dreamed of. As he sprinted across the field, a soft, golden light began to shimmer around him. It started at his paws and quickly enveloped his entire body in a warm, pulsing glow. The air crackled with a strange energy. He took another powerful stride, and then ... He didn't land. He was floating a few inches off the ground, suspended in midair. The entire school froze. Lectured yet game stopped, and every single eye was fixed on the glowing, floating cat. A gasp rippled through the crowd. Leo looked down at his paws, hovering above the grass, and a slow, wondrous smile spread across his face. It wasn't the running or the fish that did this. It was the belief. The unwavering belief in himself had unlocked something dormant deep within his spirit, a hidden power to bend gravity to his will. He turned to the bullies, who were now cowering, their faces pale with shock. With a gentle flick of his paw and a focused thought, he lifted them softly into the air. They flailed, expecting to be dropped, to be punished. But Leo just held them there, suspended in the gentle embrace of his newfound power. He looked at them, not with anger or resentment, but with a profound sense of peace. "I don't need revenge," he said, his voice calm and clear. "I just needed to believe in myself." He set them down as gently as a falling leaf. A moment of stunned silence hung in the air, and then it was broken by a single clap, then another, and another, until the entire school erupted in a thunderous cheer. They weren't cheering for the slim cat, or the fast cat, or even the magical cat. They were cheering for Leo, the cat who had discovered that his greatest strength wasn't in his body, but in the unwavering power of his own heart. He became a legend, not for losing weight, but for finding himself. Thank you so much for watching Leo's journey with us. If his story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of courage and discovery. We'll see you next time.